Welcome to New Sky TV. A romantic moment has arrived. Zhai Yiying openly flirts with Wang Haozhen. Their hand-holding scene is so sweet it's causing the entire internet to swoon. Zhai Yiying flirts back with Wang Haozhen. The double sweet CP achieves godlike chemistry. Just when everyone thought the sweetness in the entertainment industry had reached its peak, Zhai Yiying and Wang Haozhen showed you with their actions that sweetness can be so intense, so frequent, and so extravagant. At this moment, netizens only had one thing to say: help, is the CP really dating? Before the event even started, the red carpet was already exploding. Zhai Yiying wore a custom-made white dress, looking as elegant as a young lady from a wealthy castle, with a cold and aloof temperament and a steady gait like she was stepping to background music. Wang Haozhen wore a dark suit, exuding a cool and noble aura, his appearance like a fully-fledged noble prince descending upon the world. But what truly made the entire audience scream was the moment the two met. Zhai Yiying first looked up, and when her eyes fell on Wang Haozhen, her cold beauty instantly crumbled, and the corners of her mouth involuntarily turned up. She walked over, smiled gently, as if to say, "Seeing you, my world brightens." And Wang Haozhen? The dignified kissing scene master was actually flustered to the point of blushing. He tried to remain restrained, but still reached out his hand, just as all the cameras were focused on him. Their hands perfectly met, their tacit understanding as if they had held hands 1,000 times. This scene instantly went viral on all platforms' trending topics, with netizens exclaiming, "This isn't an official production, it's a public announcement of their relationship." Even more outrageous, in the backstage interview area, the two took their ambiguity to the extreme. Zhai Yiying leaned closer, her voice so soft it could melt the microphone. "Wang Haozhen, were you nervous just now?" Wang Haozhen wanted to deny it, but his eyes were wet, and he seemed completely under her spell, only replying, "Of course I'd be nervous with you here." This back and forth was so sweet that even the host couldn't help but clutch his heart. Am I hosting a witnessing a high society engagement? But the story wasn't over yet. What truly sent netizens to the IQ was Zhai Yiying's appearance. It turns out, the double sweet CP wasn't just one sweet pair, but two even more intense. The atmosphere when Zhai Yiying and Wang Haozhen were on screen together was a completely different kind of viral sensation, one bright and playful, the other deeply affectionate and steady, a perfect collision of fire and ice. The moment Zhai Yiying boldly flirted back and put her hand on Wang Haozhen's shoulder, the entire audience erupted. That gaze, that distance, that spark, are they filming a new movie or falling in love? Netizens cried out, "Wang Haozhen, aren't you moved by his flirting? We're all smitten." Double sweet CP, who are you trying to kill with sweetness? The most crucial point is, whether it's Zhai Yiying or Zhai Yiying, Wang Haozhen's reaction to them wasn't the official couple smile, but rather an obvious, barely concealed flutter of excitement, nervousness, and sweetness. This isn't marketing, this is a live-action love triangle scene. Who would have thought that one event could simultaneously push two CP lines to such a fever pitch? And who would have thought that Wang Haozhen could secure his position as the sweetest male lead in the entertainment industry through this two-way flirting and being flirted with? The double sweet couple of Zhai Yiying and Wang Haozhen is simply a perfect sugar spraying act for the audience. They're like two shooting stars that suddenly fell from the sky in the drama world. The moment they collided, sparks flew and the sweetness exploded. Viewers didn't even have time to resist. They were completely captivated by the extreme contrast between the male and female leads. Let's start with Wang Haozhen. By day, he's a cold, aloof, and sickly CEO, with gentle yet distant eyes, walking as if he's stepping on the wind. However, the moment he's in front of Zhai Yiying, he instantly transforms from a high and mighty flower into a puppy, his eyes following her, his voice so soft it could melt your heart. His line, "I'm not sick, I just can't sleep because I miss you," sent the comments section raining hearts. And Zhai Yiying's character is even more amazing. By day, she's a sweet and obedient human son in the workplace, but by night, her aura completely shifts, transforming her into the cool and aloof Song Hua-chuan, who can pin the CEO against the wall and flirt with him. The line "Stop pretending to be cold, you'll break down as soon as I flirt with you" caused a frenzy online, with netizens exclaiming, "This isn't a sweet romance drama, it's a high-energy collision of hormones." Most importantly, their chemistry isn't acting at all, it's completely natural. Those 3 seconds of eye contact felt like 3 years of dating, and even in a fleeting moment, you could feel the lingering thrill. Leaked photos show the two already being inappropriately sweet even before filming started. Wang Haozhen gently adjusts Zhai Yiying's earpiece, his movements so careful it's like touching his own heart. Zhai Yiying turns and smiles at him, and Wang Haozhen freezes as if he's been electrocuted. Netizens are saying, if this keeps up, we'll have to call the police before the short drama even airs. Are they dating in real life too? What's even more captivating is that this double sweet couple is completely in a two-way race. On screen, it's the plot. Off screen, the atmosphere is completely locked. When filming intimate scenes, their chemistry is like they've rehearsed for 10 years. A single glance is enough for them to know what the other is going to do next. The director even exclaimed helplessly, "These two actors understand each other so well, they've already matched the emotions before I've even finished speaking." After its release, it caused a sensation online. Rivals tearing each other apart, sweet jealousy, mutual pampering and flirting. Every episode was a sugar rush. Viewers went crazy creating CP videos. The show trended on social media for days, and the comments section was filled with cries of "We're going crazy for this," and "Please get married right now." It's safe to say that in this year's fiercely competitive romantic short drama market, only Zhai Yiying and Wang Haozhen truly delivered a sweet to the point of fainting powerhouse. They didn't just rely on their looks, they captivated audiences with emotional tension, character contrasts, and realism. This double sweet couple is not only sweet, but they also steal hearts. Whenever they stand together, viewers simply can't escape watching her effortlessly flirt with Wang Haozhen. The tension and suspense were incredibly captivating. Even more outrageous was the way they approached each other. It was like a clash of magnetic fields brimming with electricity. Even just eye contact felt like the air itself was boiling. The moment Wang Haozhen's intensely alluring eyes fell on her, Zhai Yiying was like a flame ignited, instantly unleashing her full charm. Sweetness, wildness, and ruthlessness intertwined, making it impossible to look away. The most thrilling scene on set was their accidental closeness during a "no good" take. Just as the director yelled cut, Zhai Yiying turned and accidentally bumped into Wang Haozhen. He instinctively caught her waist, their breaths barely touching. For a moment, everyone on set fell silent, some even forgot to press the shutter button. Because it wasn't acting, it was an unintentional display of ambiguity, an ambiguity powerful enough to instantly captivate any viewer. That day, Wang Haozhen's ear tips were unusually bright red, as if they had been gently bitten. His Adam's apple bobbed, and his voice was low and hoarse, almost cracking. "Are you all right?" Zhai Yiying, however, looked up and smiled, her eyes glistening, as if deliberately igniting a fire. "Teacher Wang, are you so nervous?" "I'm very composed." Those words instantly shattered his facade. Their interactions were never deliberately sweet, but rather a chemical reaction emanating from their very bones. It was a mutual probing, yet neither willing to back down, an atmosphere brimming with ambiguity, ready to ignite at any moment. Every scene they acted together was like playing a dangerous tug-of-war. Whoever fell in love first lost. Even more thrilling was a scene during a night shoot where Wang Haozhen had to take the initiative and approach her. What was originally a simple emotional scene turned into a scene where he amplified his imposing presence to the maximum, leaning against the wall with one hand, forcing Zhai Yiying almost to press against him. The director yelled, "Good! That's it! Maintain the emotion." But it was Zhai Yiying who truly couldn't hold back. In a corner unseen by the camera, her ears turned red all the way to her neck, yet she still stubbornly maintained the character's aloofness, raising her chin and giving a defiant look. Seeing this, Wang Haozhen chuckled softly, his voice as alluring as the night. "What? Afraid to look at me?" This line, clearly not in the script, was so precise it held everyone's breath in their throats. Their eye contact was like two knives, sharp and dangerous, yet irresistible. The final kiss scene before filming wrapped was so intense it made everyone scream. The moment the camera yelled action, their emotions exploded. Wang Haozhen grabbed her wrist and pulled her into his arms. Zhai Yiying gasped slyly from the impact, but the next second she wrapped her arms around his neck. The entire kiss scene went from gentle to subdued, from restrained to uncontrollable, completely unlike a staged scene. It felt like a real couple completely letting loose. When the director watched the playback, he was stunned, managing only to stammer, "Are you sure you're not dating?" And what's most captivating is that off-screen, the two maintained an ambiguous, almost platonic distance. At the press conference, a reporter asked them if they felt awkward filming intimate scenes. Zhai Yiying glanced at Wang Haozhen, her tone light yet incredibly powerful. "No, he's very professional." Wang Haozhen chuckled, momentarily speechless, and tapped his fingers lightly on his side. "She's not bad either. I even suspect she did it on purpose." The entire audience erupted in cheers once more. They weren't deliberately promoting themselves, it was as if simply standing together created an explosive chemistry, a palpable tension, aura, and chemistry that seemed to combine effortlessly. This two-way, contrasting, and mutually flirtatious feeling was captivating every time they watched. If this wasn't a sudden, unexpected pairing, then what was? Thank you for watching the video. See you in the next video. Thank you.